Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Less than 2 weeks now before I head back off to Spain, and probably only about 4 weeks now until the Vuelta a España. 4 of us are going to go and tackle the Pyrenees, the Plains, Bardenas Reales, Trans-Tyrol, and we're going to go do the Smuggler's Route. So more about that as we get close to the time. A few things that I need to do on the L322. One, I need to wire up my Cat 5 cable to the Redvision on my roof console. I'll quickly show you how I got that done. This is a temporary fix because unfortunately CBS don't have a slot for me before I go. Number 2, my tread needs to get hardwired in, and I've run the cable for that, and I'll show you that. I have this thing called a Noco Booster XL. This is the 1500 amp version. I have this for the Defender. I've got a really cool gadget that goes on the battery. This is really my fail-safe. This thing stays with me all the time, just in case my start battery should go. But there's an adapter that goes on the battery that we've installed that allows you to just plug this straight in, no other cables, no crocodile clips. Put this on, bang, start your battery. That's all good. So one last thing, and I'm going to walk you through how I managed to do this, was, if you're familiar with the L322, my model has these really small screens in the back of the front headrests. These are pretty hard and solid, they don't give. I've actually, when I got this, I tested these screens out, they work, but no one sits in the back. Honestly, no one sits in the back in this vehicle. No one has been in it since I've had it, and that's close to 10 months. So I was clearing out the back of the vehicle, and I sort of looked in the back and thought, well, hang on a minute, the back of my vehicle has reclining seats, they have heated seats, but they also have these really cool soft leather winged aircraft style leather seats, and they also recline. They move either way. And I thought to myself, why don't I try and fit these to the front? Now these ones, they're really hard. There's no give in them at all, and what I find is that they don't come out far enough where you can actually rest your head. That's what they're there for, right? They're called headrests. And the fact that I have to crane my head back. Now it could be that I'm quite a long, tall stick. People around 5'10", it probably is fine for them. If you're smaller than that, it's probably comfortable. So I thought to myself, it can't be that difficult to be able to take the rears to the front. So I went on to the Full Fat Range Rover forum, asked a couple of people, and a few people have done it. One guy actually sent it back to Special Vehicles, where they said, yeah, we'll do it. We'll take the backs off, put them on the front, and showed me pictures of it, which basically said, okay, if Special Vehicles can do it, I can do it. So I took all the backs of the seats off, and here is a walkthrough of what it takes to put onto the front seats of an L322. Okay, so to get the back of this seat off, there are these clips, and they hook up underneath a rail, and they just clip onto the webbing underneath the bottom of the seat. If you flip this up, there's this plastic liner, and this holds the two parts of where the seat plastic covers are. Now once you pop one side off, which I've done here, then you pull it, and inside of here you can see that there's a plastic cover. There are 2 of these, one on each side, and you need to pop these off. And these are the plastic knurled pieces that go in. So in here you can just about see where that knurled nut is, and these plastic pieces go over. So you need to pull them out, and you can get to them in there. So pull them out, pop these off. I use a tool like this, and it makes it really easy. Just get behind and pop these off. Keep hold of these. Now once you have both sides out, then this is a simple case of getting hold of this part and lifting up. And the way that it tucks in is there are 2 plastic pieces, clips on this side, and there are 2 holes on the back of the seat. You pull it, and then you lift it up, and then down. And these 2 holes in either side of this back piece fit up under here. So you can see it's sort of a up and a down movement to get these out. And if you are looking at doing your heater, the heated seats go, this is how you get into the back of it. Right, so the next piece that needs to come off is this. So in here there are 2 Torques. There are T20s. Just undo these, and this frees up this back panel. Now all you do is you get your finger in here, and then you just pull up the material that's wedged in. And if you want, as you pull it, it's not easy to do with one hand, just keep working your finger through there and the other side, and then you can just pull this entire back panel off. Now someone has been in here before. Anyway, what you're looking for now, we'll take that panel off. So with that panel removed, you can see the mechanism. This is actually the mechanism for the headrest. And there's a plastic insert on this side, and this is where it fits into the bottom of the headrest. And so what you need to do is you need to louver this out. Now this is in its down position, so before you start this, I should probably have said that at the start, make sure the headrest is in the down position, not elevated. And now what you need to do is just get a screwdriver in here and pry these two off. And by prying them off, you now release the bottoms of the arms, these two arms here, for the headrest, and that's what keeps them in place. If you get a screwdriver in here, one in here, and one in here, you release the bottom of the headrest where these the two prongs are, and all you do is just lift it and up it comes. Now there's a couple of things. This is the connection for the TV. Now because I'm not using it and will never use it again, I'm just going to disconnect this and pull the whole of the unit up. So the cable for the TV goes up through an insert in the bottom of the arm for the headrest, if that makes sense. So here's the headrest out, and that's what you're left with. Two holes, and now what you do is reverse fit it. So we'll get hold of the headrest, and then we'll put the one from the back into the front, and it's quite simple. Line it up, push it down, and you'll see that it will fit into these two green tabs. Now this is the headrest that came from the back, and as you can see at the bottom here, there's nothing holding it in. It's just basically a slot, and then the way that it's kept in is there are these little slots. There's a plastic insert on the back of the seat where you raise it manually, and you can basically push it in and it clips it in. The ones on the front, because they're moved electronically, have this little knurled piece, and now you need to figure out how to get that knurled piece to where it marries up. Now you can't do it, there's nothing in the place. You could sort of etch it if you wanted to, and I didn't. So the way that I looked at it is they will go up automatically, they won't go down automatically. Now because very few people actually sit in that passenger seat, I've chosen just to put them in loose. So they will go up, but I've got them in the down setting. And because the Duchess is going to be sitting in there, the chances are it's not going to move. So to me, it's just going to sit there resting on that green mechanism that will move this up and down. So hopefully that makes sense. So what you do is I will put the headrest in, and you'll see it line up with these two green inserts. So line up the headrest, push it down into the channels, and you begin to see the silver feet hit that. Now there is a slight difference in the fact that the ones at the back to the ones at the front, they're probably a couple of mil out. So what you really have to do is you just got to get creative and put this green mechanism and line it up and push it in. So the reverse fitting is put everything back. Take this panel, screw it back in, you tuck this in, and then the bottom piece goes in. Remember, you need to put the knurled plastic nuts. Let's see if we can find them. These need to go over the top, so when this goes in, you can see the hole that lines up with there. Just slot that back over the top, and they push in, and this holds the back of the seat back to the back of the seat. And there you go, one pair of Autobiography black winged padded headrests moved to the front of an L322. So that took maybe 20 minutes. The first one took about half an hour because I needed to figure out how it was all connected. But I now have two really very, very comfortable headrests in the front. Very soft, very pliable, winged, massive, massive upgrade. So if you follow the channel, you know that I put my Redvision system connected to a 55 series 50mm ball That's an arm into the sunglass tray. I now have the Cat 5 cable. All I did was ran the cable. This is a quick fix just so I can go away. The cable just runs. You could probably see it up here. I have not taken this down and drilled a hole in here to run it through yet. Just can't be bothered to do it before I go away. So at the moment, it just runs here. When I need to disconnect it, I can just loop the cable over here. That runs down the headliner and then down the A-pillar. Now this is hardwired in now as well. I have this hardwired into my rear lighter 12-volt adapter, and the reason why I did that is I didn't want to mess around with any fuses, piggyback them. So the 12-volt power cable, it's an optional extra with this, goes down underneath the dash, round through the A-pillar, down through that vent, under the floor, underneath the glove box, and then runs up the side here. And then I've got that cabled in behind. There's 2 power sockets behind here, 12-volt power sockets in the rear. That's where I've got it connected. I basically just snipped the original and then hardwired it in. That's all good to go. Let me show you what my Noco add-on looks like to the battery. Negative. This is for the Noco. This is for the booster battery. It's basically your secondary start battery, if you want to go and call it that. And it plugs in here into this 2-pin. Now make sure you get the right connector for the right Noco you have if you go down this route. There are many out there. Just double check you get the right one for your battery to make sure you can connect it up. Will and I from Utopia installed this a couple of weeks ago. I just haven't got around to talking about it. But this is excellent. No crocodile clips. Should you need to start it, plug it in, press boost. Hopefully everything starts. So that's a wrap. 2 front headrests, both with small screens. These are now going in the loft to get stored away, should it ever get sold and I need to put them back. I seriously doubt it at this point. My Garmin tread, hardwired in. My Redvision system, Cat 5 up, running, good to go. I also walked you through my Noco, quick connect, just in case. It's more of belt and braces. Should anything happen to that start battery, I can plug that in and get everything started. Now the only thing left to do on the vehicle now is to go get that 12-volt connected up to the start battery, but I'm running out of time and I'm going to have to wait until I get back before that's done. I'm really not worried about it because I've got a 100 amp hour battery. It's lithium, which really is a 100 amp hour battery. When we do the Velta, we are planning on doing sort of wild camp, campsite, wild camp, campsite. I am not going to get through 100 amp hours of power just by charging things up or running my fridge. And even if I do get to that point where I need to start draining it, I've got my Bluetti, which I can power up, and I've also got a solar blanket as well. So I'm not worried about it at this point. It will be a nice to have, but like I said, it's perfectly fine for what's going to happen on the 10-day trip when we get into Spain. So this is pretty much it. The only thing I need to do now is to start to pack up. Probably going to go away for, I'm going to guess, 2 months. I'll be 2 weeks ahead of the guys. I leave on the 28th of August. The other guys roll up around the 14th of September. And we're planning on meeting in a place called Elite, which is not too far from Bardenes Realis, which is really our stage 1. We're trying to mirror the Velta España, we're calling it, the Velta España 22. We're trying to mirror some of the grand cycling tours and how they go about sort of talking about what the trip is or the route. And our route's going to do the same thing. So Elite will be a campsite where we meet. That will be sort of the prologue. And then we'll start introducing stages as we go. Clearly stage 1 will be Bardenes Realis. And then we'll work our way through the rest of the trip and start talking about the stages that we've done. So really looking forward to that. Those guys go home around about the 22nd or 23rd. I'm planning on heading down to the Algarve again. The Duchess and I have got a couple of weeks holiday. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm not sure. I could end up going down to Italy and across to Croatia. I may go to Greece. To be determined. We'll see. But that's the general idea and the general plan. So since I've had the channel, I've really not done any begging for subscribers, but now I'm going to start begging. Please. I know people are watching the content. It's clear that you like it. So please subscribe. Please hit the like button. It helps the algorithm. It helps the channel grow. Please click the subscribe button. Still close to 70% of you are not subscribed. You're my biggest audience. So please just reach down, click the subscribe button, click the bell, and you will get notifications on every time we publish a video. And there's a lot more content on its way. Over the next 6 weeks, you will see a flood of content. And I know I've sort of drowned you out over last week by putting out 5 in 5 days, but you're going to see a lot more. You'll probably see a daily vlog post of the trails, snippets, brief interviews, other rig walkarounds as well. We'll find some interesting things to keep you entertained. So, okay, that's enough begging. If you like the video, like the video. If you have to, go ahead and do it. No one sees it. And with that, I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.